FGC, you got Daigo mad. So, what am I talking about? Of course, we're talking about Daigo versus MenaRD, the set coming up, the first attempt between the Legend of Old and the Legend of Modern Day Street Fighter happening at the EVO Legends event this Wednesday, April 29th, along with the undercards of Laggy versus Goichi and Arslan Ash versus Chikadun. So, they're doing some heavy hitters going at it at this event. And of course, we're all hyped with the discussion, speculation, and the buzz around the main event, Daigo versus MenaRD. Including myself, I put out the retrospective of Daigo and the times he defeated the EVO champions in his high-profile, long-set formats, including the first of 10s against the EVO champions. And it was pretty well received. It already crossed 100K on my dashboard here, and you guys have left a lot of kind comments, so I'm happy to see that the effort that AA and myself put into this video has been worth it and that you guys really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen this video on the main channel, check it out. It goes into great detail why it's a big deal to challenge Daigo in a first of 10 set like this, even though MenaRD is, in many ways, the reigning world champion. Of course, there's been a lot of discussion leading up to this set about what it means for Daigo to go up against Mena and the impact on Daigo's legacy, and really what it means to be the beast in this day and age. There was this video put out on the main Daigo the Beast TV channel, Reflections on Daigo Umehara, an FGC interview, where they interviewed a lot of different voices from the Japanese FGC about Daigo, his legacy, and what this set means. And the sentiment around a lot of it when discussing the set was rather, how do we say, not optimistic. Ume-chan might think this is a rude way to put it here, but everyone's praying for a miracle. So as they start talking to all the different people and getting their more honest opinions about how the set's going to go, even those in Daigo's corner supporting him are like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. MenaRD, by all data points, suggests that he's going to kind of beat the crap out of Daigo. His head-to-head record against Daigo is insane. Daigo has nowhere near the results he's had in recent years, and none of the recent results in Street Fighter 6 even come close to MenaRD's results in this game. Of course, multiple EVO champions for MenaRD in Street Fighter 6. And with that in mind, there hasn't been all positive reception to the sets being set up, right? MenaRD put out this challenge about a year ago, and since then, people have been speculating, like, is this really a good challenge? Does Daigo really need to accept it? I mean, some people are even drawing the comparisons of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, where Mike Tyson has nothing to prove in his legacy as a world champion boxer. He's in his 60s at this point, past his prime, and there's a young up-and-coming, grifter by really all accounts, trying to just capitalize on his name and make a quick buck by beating up someone much older than him. And so people were kind of making this comparison, even though I think it's a little bit too crazy to call the MenaRD Daigo fight Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Those comparisons were cropping up, and it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, Ringe here is trying to say, hey, we should be positive and promote this event. Giuna fires back. Daigo literally inspired countless people and led the FGC to where we are today. His 30-plus year legacy being concluded by getting embarrassed 10-3 on stage in a game he's never performed well at, to a player he has no connection to, does nothing for the community. This match never should have happened, but the moment Mena called him out in front of 10,000 plus people, he couldn't say no. So that's pretty damning from Giuna. He wants no part of this, and he's number one Daigo shill. Number one Daigo fanboy, and he's like, look, this set should never have come to fruition. But a lot of people have counted Daigo out, including myself and his closest supporters. But then we got the response. Javits saw the video. He said, okay, I need to reevaluate this whole situation. Daigo's mental game is actually fucking crazy. We might all eat our words. And so we got the response on the Team Reject YouTube channel. The scene to live is the game, where apparently Daigo goes in and calls out all the doubters to the Beast preparation, gameplay strategies, and how he's here to actually play. I have not seen this myself. We're going to watch it right now and react to what Daigo has to say to all the people who don't believe he can get the job done in this set. Let's get into it. It's a little surprised. I didn't realize how passionate he was about this.
Will be the biggest win of my life. This is what it's all about, and this is what I dreamed of when I was a kid, to play the best.
It's like, wow, there's still people out there who have these rules. I don't think there's any benefit to these fights, no societal benefit anyway. I mean, I'm sure it's fine for the winner, but whoever loses gets branded the loser of this great big face-off. I just find this type of face-off too fun to resist. But lately I've wondered if younger fighting game players simply don't have the same values. Actually, he's kind of onto something right here, because how often do we see people actually going all in on big exhibition sets? It's been sorely lacking in the Street Fighter realm. Everything is about Evo, about Capcom Cup, you know, Street Fighter League, save it for the official platforms. There's a bit of truth to that. I wouldn't have accepted the challenge if I were him. I mean, he's already regarded as a god, even if he doesn't do the fight. He could end up dethroning himself from his own god status here. Very true, he's undefeated in every high-profile official versus 10 set versus the reigning Evo champions. Completely undefeated. There has been no official, like, we're watching this versus 10, it's official versus 10 that Daigo has lost, period. Someone comes along saying, I think I'm better than you in that thing you like, let's find out. Who in the world would be like, I'll pass? Of course you're gonna do it. You run away from a challenge in the thing you sacrificed your whole life for, you're no longer human? Damn! Oh shit! You run away from a challenge in the thing you sacrificed your whole life for, you're no longer human. It's as if you ceased living. Wow, I'm a product of that era. So I can't help but wonder how we lost sight of those origins. It's just a game. There's no inherent meaning. You play for fun, try to improve, build up some degree of notoriety, and then just stop. It's kind of sad, isn't it? It was just supposed to be a game, but you end up getting swept up in the environment, and next thing you know, it turns into something you feel like you have to protect. Frankly, it's suffocating, isn't it? It's not fun. Damn. A little bit reflective, right? It's suffocating. He's reflecting maybe on his own experience, right? Of becoming the beast, becoming this figure where he can't lose. It's suffocating to try to maintain that. He just wants to play. In the competitive world, it's always now. Who cares if you used to win? That doesn't mean anything. Don't get me wrong, it'll make for a good story to be passed down. But feeling that ache of defeat, that misery here and now, that's what competition is about. Facts. Facts, dude. I will always respect anyone who takes that step to actually enter a tournament, to put themselves out there, and to fail. Because there's so many couch warriors, stream monsters who are gonna sit there in the Twitch chat and the YouTube comments and clown on you for trying. But they're fucking bitches. they're absolute bitches. Because you are the one that decided to do something, to actually live the experience, to feel the pain of defeat, to risk it for the chance at glory. I will always respect anyone who does that. And anyone who derides someone or tries to clown on someone for that, to try to mock them for their perceived lack of skill, I don't give a fuck if you're a billion times better. If you're not the one actually in the ring, I don't want to hear it. The point is, it doesn't matter how amazing you were before, that won't save you. So I feel like there's a big enough risk that I've got to brace for the end. Oh shit. At the end of the day, everything I built up to now, I built through the outcome of my battles. There's no doubt about that. So if the outcome of my battles is also what takes it all away, how could I object? Oh my god! Since when was his riding this fire? There's times where he seems absolutely like he's zooted out of his mind 24/7 and just barely seems cognizant of his own environment. But then there's other times when he decides to talk about the game where he's a poet. It's incredible. Bars. The risk of not knowing what might happen if I lose is really making me feel alive. Okay, there we go, Daigo. It's great. It feels like I'm waking up. That's what we've had. Listen, it's been sleepy Daigo for a while. Not gonna lie. It's been sleepy Daigo for a while. I love to hear that it feels like he's even acknowledging it. Here's this young player who's really on a roll. In fact, it's no overstatement to say he may be the strongest player of all time. And on the other side, his opponent, a middle-aged man pushing 45. Everyone's been taught their whole lives to expect the expected. The thing about me is, I've never liked this rampant attitude of, that's just not going to happen, so just get over it. I lived my whole life resisting that attitude. It's like, man, they're really setting me up for success here. You guys don't realize how much of a fire you've lit with your lack of faith. Oh, God. Daigo's gonna make us all repent for our sins. God here is gonna call out the non-believers. Oh, my goodness. I mean, think about it. This is one of the first times in a long time where Daigo has got into a set being the underdog, the absolute underdog. Because even in the other first of 10 sets, right, it was almost like the other EVO champions were sort of the unproven champs, because Daigo was such a legacy player with so many EVO champions and had already been winning these exhibition sets. It was like, yeah, you're good, but can you beat Daigo? There was a bit of that air at the time. That is completely gone at this point. There is no, yeah, MenaRD is good, but can he beat Daigo? When people bring that up, they go, yeah, MenaRD, you're good, but can you beat Daigo in Street Fighter 4? Still trying to make excuses and shift the goalposts for Daigo like he can't compete in this era. This is the first time in a long time where we're seeing Daigo being put on the spot, being put in the ring as an absolute underdog. If you ever competed, being the underdog is actually rather liberating. It's a much different type of pressure to go from the underdog to being the favorite. I think it's actually a lot harder. That's why I really respect people who build legacies, who consistently win, because I think there's something to that. It's definitely a lot of pressure when people are looking for you to keep winning and also rooting for you to lose. I think that's a lot different. So Daigo is harnessing into that underdog energy, feeding off the doubters. I'm an odd person that way. The more people think I won't win, the more I think, wait, I think I will win. It's a strange thing. And up to now, that's always come to fruition. Well, I guess if I feel this way, it's probably going to happen again. Don't do it to me, Daigo. Listen, even in my own video, I was starting to create my own source of hopium. I'm actually tearing up. I'm not even joking. I still logically felt, 10-3. I'm thinking a 10-3. And even when I was talking about it later on, the way I was addressing it was like, the best outcome possible here is a 10-7. MenaRD wins, and Daigo goes out, giving it his all one last time. But Daigo is actually sitting here, giving me hopium for a Daigo win. I don't think I've had any thoughts in my mind about Daigo winning till right now. That's how powerful this man's words are. This delusion is what makes champions. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've always respected and marveled at the delusion of champions, because so many people like to rationalize away egos and bring people down to reality, but there is a certain level of delusion you have to have, I believe, to achieve great things in the competitive sphere, because either you are that good and you win, or you believe you are that good and that delusion helps provide a framework mentally to prevent you from ever giving up. Because if you ever let reality get in the way of your dreams, it's over, man. It's absolutely over. And every strong competitor that really reaches those unbelievable heights that I've met through the fighting game community specifically, they've all been a little bit delusional, or a lot delusional, or very delusional. And Daigo right now, I think he's a little delusional, but goddamn, do I not disagree with him at all. He's making me, I'm right there with you, man. I'm beginning to believe. Daigo about to have his LeBron moment. Straight up, I was watching the Lakers Houston Rockets game last night, and I saw LeBron James make that buzzer beater 3 to go into overtime to close out that playoff game, and I was like, this dude is 41 years old. Daigo can do it. And I see LeBron do that, and I'm like, okay, if LeBron can still do this at that age, Daigo can wake up. He's been sleepy for a while. He can wake up and get this done.